Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Rifle Chair channel. So many of you that have been watching my videos in the past have seen that I've been having a little bit of an issue with steel. Now most people that like to go out and have some shooting fun or plinking for the purpose of trying to make their shooting time as efficient as possible, instead of going back and forth to check a paper target, is that you can essentially replicate that by using steel. And you can, unless you've got somebody or incredible optics to be able to see your targets at exceedingly long distances, then unless you have that kind of technology available at your fingertips, then you generally would need to use steel to make use of your time. So we got some different types of steel here, one of which I'm going to refurbish today. This big chunk of steel here, which is about 12 inches across, has been sitting underground for about a year now, and I haven't been able to use it. I had to cut my way in to find it because it was sitting underneath a big log deck of birch firewood. For reasons I don't want to get into, but basically it was inaccessible to me. So I've been relying on these AR 500 steel. Great steel, by the way, but it's got no mass to it. Okay, this one here, oh geez, man, this has got mass to it, and it's black because I just burnt it last night in a campfire. The reason why I'm doing that is I'm just trying to cook off all of I had all kinds of organics that were stuck to it, moss frozen onto it. We're going into winter here, and I only just recovered this out of the ground, so it was frozen into the ground. I pried it up, so I just burnt all that stuff off. And so today I'm just going to refurbish it. But this here is a heavy chunk of steel. I mean, you hit that with I don't care how big a projectile you hit that with, it's not gonna move much. You're going to hear it good, but you're not going to see it move much. These little plates here, this AR 500 steel, which I love, is really kind of intended for pistol calibers and or possibly 7.62 by 39, 223, 5.56 NATO, kind of in that ballpark. Your general 22 caliber type of bullets. I'm sure some heavier bullets, maybe 77 grain, may be able to flip this a little bit. Maybe this one, but probably not that one. But I mean, with the 303 British at 45-50 meters on my hanger, it'll hit it so hard it'll flip around and land on the top of the bracket that the frame that I built to hold the steel. Okay. How about that? It flips it on top?
Yeah.
It's pounding it thing. That thing is really getting hit hard by this.
Yeah.
Or the frame that I built to hold the steel. And that's super annoying. I mean, that's only at 40 meters. But so walking back and forth to fix it, it's not like a super big deal. But pretty much, any 30 caliber cartridge is going to have the same effect on this type of steel. I don't know how much it weighs. It's probably 5 pounds, something to that effect. This one's maybe 5 pounds. This one's maybe 5 to 10. This one, however, that's got to be at least 35, 45 pounds, maybe a bit heavier. It ain't going nowhere. You're gonna schwack it good, and that's fine. Now, what I will do is I'll pull the camera in and edit this while I'm talking here. Is that the surface of this piece of steel? This is mild grade steel. It is pitted like the moon. It's full of craters, and that's because I've been firing surplus ammunition through that. Some of that is steel core ammunition, and you'll get it'll hit that thing so hard that a chunk of steel gets blown out of it every single time you hit it. So I mean, you can't really, most people can't afford AR 500 steel of this kind of mass. So this is mild grade steel, and that's fine. You need the mass though if you're going to be running any kind of 30 caliber cartridge and up. Otherwise, you're going to be running into that problem that I ran into, and so I'm just going to clean it up.
Wow, look at that!
So it doesn't sit there and rust over winter, and take care of your stuff. I'll probably give this another coat of paint tool. These are brand new. I haven't even used these ones yet. But sure is fun to shoot at. I mean, with shooting at them with Rossi Model 92 and 44 Magnum is just tons of fun. It dances. The steel dances. So I'm talking about this one here. The steel will just sit there and dance, and it'll start to swing, and it'll bounce around and stuff like that, which kind of makes it a more interesting target to shoot at, because it's swinging and it's moving, and so you're actually having to some degree use a higher degree of marksmanship in order to keep hitting it. This one here, it'll be way easier. However, if you're going to be shooting this at long distances, you don't want a piece of steel that's going to be flipping around and landing on its back. You want something that's not going to move too much, and just verify that you are actually hitting on target. So that's what I'm going to do. We had that problem with the 303 British, had that problem with the 348 Winchester, the Model 71 belonging to Blowback, and I expect any other cartridge is going to be the same situation. So let's clean this up and get it ready for next season.
The old paint.
That's it, folks. One thing I can say for sure now is that I am so happy that I have found my old steel. I've got my chainsaw out right over there, got into the deck of logs, got this thing out, yanked it out, cleaned it up. Now it's ready for shooting again. I'm so happy to have it back. Thankfully, some of you have seen this steel before. It's super thick. It's about 1.25 inches thick. Tons of mass. You've seen me shooting at it at 100 meters with a 303, even up to 25 meters with a 303. Yeah, it moves, but it's not going to be doing any of that funny stuff that the smaller stuff is doing. I'm so happy to have this back, get it back in production, and get it back out on the range where it belongs. In the meantime, I was supposed to be out shooting an M1 Garand today at the range, but because of chores, that simply wasn't possible. But at least this is one less thing I need to worry about on my list. Now I need to turn more of that into processed firewood that goes into the new woodshed which I just built, and lots more of cutting to do. But once that's done, I can focus more on shooting things like this Italian M1 Garand. All right, folks, Thank you for tuning in. Cheers, and as always, Maple Leaf up.
Right up here.